What's up guys, Lvladen here, and today I'm coming at you with a video. It's going to be some Ret 2's gameplay, but before we do that, I just had to talk a little bit about a GoFundMe that we're starting for my cat Chester. So if you guys have been in the stream or watching me for kind of the past 6 years or so, you've probably seen my cat hop on my desk on my stream. But unfortunately, recently he got really sick, and we had to take him to the vet to get a kidney infection treated, and it is very, very costly. Like, it's like insane. So I don't expect anyone to donate, but if you would come by the stream before or watch my videos and you kind of enjoy my content, and you love animals like I do, even like $2 is going to be an amazing help. Currently, we're quoted at anywhere between like $3,500 to $6,500. I've already put $3,500 down of our own money. I have no idea what type of care he's going to require after the emergency treatment. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But if you guys love animals and you want to support me in any way, I have a GoFundMe for my cat. Love my cat Chester. All right, let's get into the video. All right, game one here. We are playing a Ret Shadow Priest into Unholy DK Resto Shaman. Unholy DKs are really good right now. Not that Ret isn't also insanely good right now, and so is Shadow Priest. But this is a matchup where we're going to try and do as much damage and as much CC as we can. We already got double trinkets and Icebound Fortitude. So really all we have to do here is survive until our next CC window. I get a Repentance on the Arsham here, but he had a Healing tied down, so we really weren't killing in that window. And the DK uses Unholy Frenzy. I'm in big trouble here. I might have to press some cooldowns. Trying to hold my bubble as long as I can. We get a full fear, so I'm going to tunnel all my damage into the DK during my bubble. And as bubble fades, I land a full Hodge on the healer, and we win the game here. Oh wow, 2k MMR, not bad. All right, next game here, we are against Resto Shaman Survival Hunter. Survival Hunters are one of the best, if not the best class in 2v2 Arena right now, right next to Marksman Hunter. Especially paired with the healer, it can be very difficult. I'm trying to build a little bit of preemptive holy power. He opens up with a coordinated assault on my priest, so I'm going to sack him into a Searing Glare, Wake of Ash burst combo. I'm going to Hodge out of the fear, and we get some more defensives. I'm going to try and kill the Tide here. Killing Tide's pretty important. They really buffed the ability a lot in 11.2. My priest is in big trouble here. I'm going to get a full Repentance on the Resto Shaman while trying to peel as much as I can for my Shadow Priest here. He still has Disperse and Swap, so I'm not too worried. And I'm sitting in a Lightning Lasso. We're going to put a Hollowed Ground down, allow the priest to escape. We get a full fear. I'm going to Hodge kind of over the fear. We almost get the kill, but at least we got Turtle out of the Hunter. He deters, puts me in a trap. I get a rep, and then we are hopefully going to end the game in a moment. Kill the Link, swap back to the Hunter. At this point, we're going to have to start burning some defensives because our priest is getting in trouble. I'm going to go ahead and heal up the priest a little bit. We still have Spell Bop if we can live to the next duration after the lay, but he has forward for another 20 seconds. We get a nice double fear. I'm going to go ahead and stun and burst on the Hunter while the Resto Shaman is in the fear, and that is game. All right. Next game here, we have a matchup against Rogue Mage. Now, Rogue Mage is historically a pretty good double DPS comp, but as it goes, double DPS comps aren't the best anymore, including the comp that we're playing right now. I'm going to go ahead and sank the Garrote Cheap Shot on my Shadow Priest. I Hodge into an Ice form because I was like, wait a minute, who uses Ice form? So that was my bad right there. We get Cloak out of the Rogue, who has no Trinket as well. I'm going to get a Seer on top of him, and then we're going to stun him from the Priest, and he just goes down instantly because he has no Trinket, no Cloak. He burned them so quickly in the opener. And that's game. All right, next game, Arcane Mage, Holy Paladin. Another pretty decent twos comp right here. We're going to do our best to kill the Arcane Mage since we have Mass Dispel and we have a lot of CC for the Holy Paladin. We're going to get a nice double fear because they stack early on. And I'm going to burst and Hodge the Mage into a Repentance on the Paladin right here. So we get a really big burst combo, long CC chain. We're going to Psychic Horror out of the rep. And we did get the Mage block there. Paladin walled as well, and they're well on their way to burning a lot of cooldowns on our opening burst go without getting any pressure. I'm going to sidestep the ring a little bit and start just chucking my range damage on the mage, and down he goes. We had a really clean opener. They made the mistake of stacking for the Psychic Horror right there, and down they go. All right, next game here, we have another Resto Shaman Survival Hunter. Common theme of the choose bracket is just Survival Hunter on Survival Hunter. So we are going to open on the Survival Hunter. He coordinated assaults in the opener once again. I'm going to Hodge while the Psychic Core was on the Resto Shaman. But unfortunately, we didn't get any trinkets. We did get a double fear again. Double fear is so nice for my Shadow Priest here. He Vampiric Embraces. I kill the Spirit Link. So we're doing pretty well on cooldowns right now. I did burn Sack so far. Fury of the Eagle does absolutely bonkers damage. The best thing that you can do against Fury of the Eagle is to like kind of freed him away. Also, now we're making the mistake of stacking for explosive shots and wildfire bombs. That can really hurt. But I get a full stun, no trinket on the Resto Shaman into a full fear. And we should get the kill right now on the Survival Hunter. Down he goes. All right, nice. So next game here, we have a Arms Warrior. Now the Arms Warrior does pretty good damage into a Shadow Priest. I'd argue Warriors are like the hardest counter to Shadow Priest, even in the state they're in right now. We do a ton of damage in the opener, and the Monk rolls in, he trinket rolls in into a full fear, and yeah, that's just game. All right, next game here, we have a rematch versus Arms Warrior Mistweaver. Different map here. Arms Warrior Mistweaver actually should be a very difficult comp for us, and I think I have a couple misplays here. This Warrior is going to go full ham on me. Funny enough, I get incapped on my way over to the Mistweaver, and it causes him to miss the spear, which really works out in my favor. So now they've burned pretty much all their cooldowns. I get a full rep while the song rolls into me, which is not the biggest deal because the warrior wasn't on me at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and lay myself right here. Maybe I should have just bubbled because I have to bubble now anyway, and we overlap swap and bubble because we're not in comms, which is no big deal. I'm going to go ahead and just try and kite the warrior out as much as I can. I got a half rep into maybe a full fear right here. Should win the game full fear while a Hodge is on the warrior. If you can live as Shadow Priest Ret, you have so many windows to get like nice long CC change because Repentance and Psychic Scream do not DR. You have 2 stuns and a silence. Next game here, we have Havoc Demon Hunter Mistweaver, another pretty difficult comp for us. Our kill targets have typically been always on the DPS targets here. I'm going to get a full Hodge, full Psychic Horror on the DH. He burns his Darkness and Revival in the opener. Pretty good Repentance out of the fear there. And we're going to get more damage onto the DH. He gets cocooned at a low HP. Unfortunately, I do not get the Seer off. I was very close to getting the Seer off. I'm going to Trinket Sank my Shadow Priest here and try and let him get away. I'm watching a lay on him because the DH does do a lot of damage here. I'm going to get a full stun. Probably sent the stun a little bit too early because he can't get there for the fear, and he ports away. Just ports like an inch. But we're going to continue trying to stay on the DH. I did lay on hands already. We still have Dispersion and Swap, and I have my walls here. I got a full Repentance on the Mistweaver Monk, and we get Netherwalk. Netherwalk for Dispersion. Not a terrible trade. I do have Spellbop and Bubble still, and they don't have a way to remove either. I'm going to get Gripped Away so we can try and recover a little bit more. And I'm going to double glare them right here. It does get dispelled on the glare. I'm going to get a full stun on the healer. He reverses the Hodge onto me. A little unfortunate. They are stacked for a double fear once again. I sack and spellbomb. Probably should just press spellbomb. And of course, this guy has another defensive. I'm gonna go ahead and bubble myself right here, and we're gonna try and kill through the blur, and down goes the DH. Pretty close match there. Another roughly 2K team. Once again, we have Unholy DK, Resto Shaman here, another popular choose comp. We'll see how this one goes. Plan is to do the same thing, kill the Unholy DK, get a little bit of distance. Was going to glare, but he pre-AMS'd the glare, so I canceled it. I'm going to try and get a Hodge on the healer, but at this point, I'm going to go back and try and re-glare this guy. He glares, gets dispelled instantly on the glare. I'm going to stun all the pets here with Wake. His burst go is almost over, just a little bit longer. And I'm going to try and get as close as I can to the Shaman for a full stun here. We get a full stun on his Spirit Walker's Grace. I'm going to Repentance him out. My Priest does press Disperse, which is going to make it like a really close game here. We have to kill the Tide. I'm working on the Tide so we can buy a little bit of time to just, you know, burn through the healer CDs. I hate killing Tide, but at the same time, I think Tide should definitely be a really good cooldown, and it finally is. I'm going to land a full Repentance, no Trinket on the Shaman here, into a full Hodge, and we're hopefully going to get a Fear out. Full Fear onto the Shaman, as well as a Glare onto the DK. Of course, he has another AMS. This one's going to be really tough to clutch out, and I think we go down right about here. Figured I'd include a loss at the very end because, you know, why not? Can't win them all. This is a particular difficult matchup for us as well. All right, if you guys enjoyed these games, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, comment, and if you do really want to support me, it's very appreciated. You know, my cat Chester has been here with us for 6 years now, and I love him very much, and I wanna see him make a recovery. So I'm hoping for the best. All right, thank you all. I'll see you next time. Peace.